Okay, guys, we are live after a long hiatus of doing these lives. So I'll let a whole bunch, or not a whole bunch of people, I'll let some people trickle in here. Just update you guys on what's been going on and what's on the horizon and how all this affects you positively. So, first of all, let me see if I'm streaming properly um, on appropriate areas. Like I said, it has been several months since I've streamed, so I want to make sure that I am streaming properly. Okay, great. Looks like I'm on my Facebook page. Let's check build to scale, and then we'll check YouTube, and then we'll be ready to start. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, okay. All right, YouTube's good. Our Facebook's good. Now let's check YouTube. All right, cool, cool, cool. Good to go. All right, guys, audio check. How do I sound? Do I sound muffled at all? I'm at the beach, so I don't have my microphone set up. I have my just my earphones. So let me know, how do I sound, guys? Clear, muffled? If not, I'll take my earphones off. Okay, sounds good. So, hey guys, thanks for joining. The people that are joining up, awesome. So good to have you. I'm going to go on for about an hour. So feel free to stay on the whole time, hop off. This will be posted on my YouTube channel and on Facebook. Guys, I know on Facebook, if you've been following me, apologize for the any sort of confusing messages there. I know I posted I think it was a couple months ago that I wasn't going to be talking about real estate a lot. Reason why I did that was because I had a lot of spammers on my Facebook main profile account. I had to like purge that off. I got rid of like 1,000 people that were just not really people I wanted to be following me on Facebook at the time. They were like bots. So every time I would post something, they like a photo or a video, they would sit there and just like say, check out my skip tracing and stuff like that. I can't knock the hustle, but that got annoying. So I was trying to take everything just to my official channels that I talk about this on. But I do have a large audience on Facebook. So guys watching on Facebook, welcome. Guys watching on YouTube, welcome. Let's hop right into this, guys. So a little bit about what I've been doing the last several months has been getting my mind right mentally. Guys, I've been doing this since 2015 and pretty much nonstop since 2015, right? So I was working my military contractor job in Fayetteville. I did that while I was wholesaling real estate for a year. You guys probably know my story, but just give you guys a brief overview. 2016, I quit my job full time, and ever since then, it was like constant, 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 go, 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 go. Because, guys, I gave up a top secret security clearance. There was no going back to that. It was either that or going back to Wendy's, my high school job, and we weren't about to do that. So, in all seriousness, it's just been go, 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 go. Really, I aged 35. I knew I wanted to take a break. I just turned 35 last month, July 31st, and I knew I wanted to take a little bit of break to do some cleansing, get my mental right. There was some stuff emotionally that was piled up. Guys, I'm a human just like you. I'm an entrepreneur just like you, albeit I probably perform at a little bit higher level. So, but still, at the same token, I have feelings, emotions, things like that. I had to get myself balanced, equalized. I feel like I'm in a much better place to provide you guys accurate information, not only accurate information, I can hear you guys, help you guys out, pick up people that are newer, right? I've been leaving a lot of new people behind to focus on a lot of my scaling clients. I want to be able to help new investors because I have a lot of new people that follow me. Shout out to you guys. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to keep this beginner friendly as well as for my advanced people. Guys, we're going to talk about what it looks like to scale to $100,000 a month wholesaling company. What does that look like? And what are the critical components you're going to need? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. I have an image here, and let me know if you guys can see this. Let me see. I think I can. I think I have a chat over here. I can see the people messaging me. If not, I'm rotating back and forth between Facebook channels. Okay, great. So I can see you guys there. chatting. Hey, what's going on, McCray? How you doing, my friend? Great seeing you. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting to this and let you guys know what this thing looks like. So, this is my hierarchy, guys. This is what my company looks like, and this is what I've been rocking with for several years. Several years. Like I said, need to have some sort of organization. Thanks, my friend. You guys can see it. You guys can see it. Great. Need to have some sort of organization chart, guys. Think, when I was in the military, we had clear leaders, we had clear second in commands, we had clear third in commands, and we had me. I was a foot soldier. I was all the way at the bottom, guys. Literally down here at the bottom, right here. And I'll tell you guys what all this means, guys. Any sort of organization that operates, that's a brick and mortar store, it doesn't matter how small the company is. It doesn't matter how large it is. It has a hierarchy. It doesn't matter if it's one person who's a supervisor and one employee, right? We need to start thinking of our companies like this. My friends, if you're in real estate, then one thing that you got to realize is that real estate is no different from any other business model. Actually, even if you could do it on your own and by yourself, great to start off with, but that's not good for scaling. I think a lot of people get it twisted thinking that, oh, I could close one deal, two deals, three deals just simply with myself. I could keep this up for years. Guys, listen, I thought this until I got sick. I got very, very sick. A lot of people don't realize that I could talk about openly now because I'm about 2 years removed from it. But for about 6 years, I dealt with ulcerative colitis. It was like Crohn's disease, and it was rather debilitating. For about 3 months out of the year, I would be good, in a good shape where I wouldn't have any symptoms. I'd be in like remission. I still had to watch what I ate and stuff. And for about 3 months out of the year, I would basically be bedridden. So if you guys saw fluctuations in my weight, that's why over the last several years. Haven't talked about that publicly because why am I going to talk about that if people are leaning on to me for mentorship and motivation, and I'm over here barely able to keep it together? So I dealt with that very silently, and it almost took me out. I dropped down to 115 pounds about 2 years ago. About this time 2 years ago, it wasn't good. I'm already a skinny dude. My normal weight's 150, and I'm 6 foot. So that should just give you a little context there. So the reason why I'm saying that is because we must prepare for the bad days. If things are going great now, just think, you got to prepare for times of war during times of peace, right? So we have to be able to set our company up so when we need to step back, inevitably, it may not be this year, it may not be next year, maybe 2-3 years from now. You want to make sure that when you're able to step back, everything doesn't fall apart. And this is how we do this. We do this by having a hierarchy in our company. This is what I like to call an organizational chart. So let's go ahead and get into it without further ado. This will get you to $50,000 a month comfortably, right? $100,000 probably with like an acquisitions manager, but it's possible to do 100K, but you might have to do a little bit more work as a business owner to get there. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at the business owner up top. This is you. This is me. And notice how the business owner doesn't have all these arrows going straight down here. Each person is responsible for the person beneath them. Listen, guys, in my company, I don't have cold callers that go straight to the owner. You think just because people work at Amazon, they're able to go straight to Jeff Bezos? You think somebody who works for Bill Gates or works for Amazon, or not Bill Gates, Microsoft is able to go straight to Bill Gates? Even upper level management, even C-level executives probably have to schedule time with him because he's so busy, and he's handling other things, guys. That's why he set his company up, so he's not in the day-to-day operations. Guys, our employees need to carry their own weight. A lot of people have employees, but they're basically holding their hand and babysitting them because they don't know how to hire. And we'll get to that in a second, because you're probably not making the right hire. You want to hire based off of personality types, which is these 4-letter designators here. Okay. So we have the business owner. This is me up top. I have an operations manager. Think of this person as your COO, your right hand man or woman, second in command. Last year in my Build a Scale program, I had 12 individuals that went through that program, and I hired on their behalf 11 operations managers, meaning I sourced them, I found them for them, I placed them in their companies. and all but one panned out. Right? All but one panned out. And guess what? They were this personality type, an ISTJ. So what are you looking for in an operations manager? And what is that? Guys, your ops manager is basically your head administrative assistant. This person is the person who's going to be helping you out with all your admin tasks, all basically gluing it all together. Guys, you could have an expert acquisitions manager, expert cold calling team, expert transaction coordinator. You could have boots on the ground people. Who's going to coordinate all these people? Are they going to go all to you? Guys, this is stressful. This is how business owners, this is how I got burned out. And really, once I got sick several years ago, it forced me to sit down and say, okay, how can I build my company? So when I do have those 4 or 5 months where I'm not able to really be in the game how I want, if I do have that time, can my company still function without me being there? And yes, I was able to do that. And I'm still an embodiment of this now. This is what my company looks like. My operations manager is the person that I'm having a team huddle with. I don't meet with my whole team every day. I meet with them maybe like once a week, once every other week, the whole team. But really, most of the time, most of my communication goes from me to my operations manager. And guess what? This person speaks excellent English. They understand my thought processes. They're able to pick up ideas very quickly. They're able to take everything I say. I'm basically able to word vomit to them, and they're able to take all that stuff and consolidate it and then give it to everybody else. For instance, let's just say I'm trying to get a contract back. And I have to talk to a paralegal. And guys, if you close any deals or have done real estate, there's probably 20 or 30 emails or phone calls that you have to have between the paralegal and you to get the property to a close, whether it be reviewing the HUD, whether it's following up with the seller because the seller forgot a document, if there's an addendum to a contract. Guys, there's no need for you to be doing this on a daily basis if you have one transaction, let alone two. So that right there could take you out of the other parts of the business, and you just focus your whole time on operations. This is what business owners do. A lot of wholesaling business owners, they're basically stuck putting out fires. Basically whatever's in the email that day is what they're handling. So, okay, paralegal said that there's a title issue and the judgment has to get cleared. But let's just say, this is a good example. Let's just say they communicated with the title company, and then the title company was like, hey, we need to get the accurate loan payoff from the bank. Bank's not picking up to get the loan payoff. Well, who's going to push that forward? The paralegal has other cases. If you want to get the deal closed in time, it might be advantageous to hop on the call with the seller and you and put the bank on three-way and push that thing forward. Now, that could take 3 to 4 or 5 hours. That's a full day. Or I could have my operations manager email the bank on my behalf, and if so, do that on my behalf. And I could just tell my operations manager in a 30-minute call, hey, here's what's going on with this lead, with the seller. I need you to call the seller, call the bank, three-way them in, and you be on the phone and communicate with the paralegal and ask the paralegal what they need. What does the paralegal need? Right? You can't, guys, we only have so many mental credits, mental bandwidth in the day. I know when my tank starts at 100%, it gets down to like 70% by hour 3 of work. And usually I start my day around 9 to 10 o'clock. So by like 11 o'clock, I got 70% in the tank. By 4 o'clock, I got like 50% in the tank. What if I spend half of my day just talking to paralegals? And I haven't even focused on my marketing. I haven't focused on my lead follow-up. I haven't focused on acquisitions. I haven't focused on none of that. What's going to happen? All these things down here are going to get left behind. And this is exactly what happens. Playing whack-a-mole. A lot of business owners in this industry, they play whack-a-mole, where they're trying to just put out the fire just to get the deal to the close. At some point, you got to jump off the treadmill. At some point, you have to say, wait. I started this business for freedom. When am I going to achieve my freedom? It's never going to be a great time. I've had to go in people's companies and stop all operations and fire everybody. I've done that, all to build it back up right. I'll give you an example. There was a lady last year or 2 years ago I was working on, I think it was early last year, and she had all ENFJs and as her team leaders, because when I came in, I said, okay, you need an operations manager. And she was trying to have somebody do operations for her that didn't fit the bill at all. Not technical, not a thinker, a feeler, and wanting to be on the phone. And it turns out when I gave her whole team the personality type test, and this is what I'm talking about here, guys, it's 16 personalities. I'll show you guys what this looks like here. Open up this. Okay. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Chrome tab. Okay. All right. So 16 personalities. Guys, if you know your personality type, drop it. If you don't, it takes about 20 minutes to take. Drop it once you have it. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop it in the comments. If you're watching this Facebook group, drop it in the comments after this thing is uploaded. Guys, you got to know your personality type. Why? Because you got to know where your strengths lie and your weaknesses lie, right? If I'm an INTP and I know this is who I am, let me make sure you guys see it. If I'm an INTP, guys, and I know that I am basically have the mind of Albert Einstein, right? Albert Einstein was known for what? Thought, thinking, intellectualism. He wasn't known for having the hammer and nail or picking up the phone and calling people to get his patents through. He worked at a patent office. You know, that's more of like a Thomas Edison type folk. This is why we need teams, because I suck at the execution parts of my business. I suck at it. Right? There's another thing called Clifton Strength Finders that'll really bring this home. Let me see if I can find my Clifton Strengths here. Just give me one moment, guys. And please, if you know your personality type, drop it in the comments, guys. Drop it in the comments. I'm jumping all around a little bit, but this type of stuff, guys, it really, really gets my gears flowing, gets my juices flowing. And okay, so this is my Clifton Strengths Finders right here. And this is how it's all going to tie together. Hey, what's going on, guys? See a lot of people on Facebook there. 2 cold cards per month would not get you 100K per month. If it was that easy, many more. Hey, so Ryan, hey, this is my space guy. So let me finish my fucking point, and then I'll let you talk, okay? If not, get the fuck off my stream. You're over here talking shit, and you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about right now, to be honest. So we had a guy named Ryan Saxman. I don't know who this guy is. I'll let's see here, because this is a teaching point right here. Hey, you guys are in my space. I ended up on television doing this. I've just got to set the stage here. Director of marketing on A&E. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and just show it, guys. Let's go ahead and just show it. People are wild out here. People are fucking wild out here, bro. Excuse my language. Let's people are funny. People are funny. They're funny. How did I end up on television as a director of marketing if I don't know what I'm talking about? Let me finish my point, and then you could talk. Unless you were on A&E for being a director of marketing. I mean, I digress. Okay. So let me finish my point here. Clifton Strengths Finders. This right here is going to allow you guys to know what your strengths are and your weaknesses. I got this to Kevin Samuels, late great Kevin Samuels, RIP to the Godfather, right? He mentioned this on one of his live streams. And I actually went and got a consultation by somebody he suggested, his best friend, actually, Jeff, I think it was Lipscomb, or I think it started with an L, but his first name was Jeff. And he took me through this consultation, and he said, hey, you're a strategic thinker. You're at the top of an organization, and you have to be the one who's a knowledge broker and then let other people execute. And this was hard for me to really acknowledge, guys, because usually what do people say? Usually people say, okay, you have to do. Just go, just get it. Take the hammer and nail and just get it done. Guys, that's not me. That's why you have to know who you are, because you could end up doing something or think that you suck at wholesaling or you suck at this and suck at that, and you're just really in the wrong seat. You may feel like you have to be the acquisitions manager when you really just need to be sitting back on your butt and telling people what to do, right? It's important to know what your strengths are and your weakness. Hey, did that Ryan guy get off of? Hey, get off of here, bro. Nobody wants you here unless you're going to listen. Anyway, so so you got your strategic thinking. This is what I am. All this green, these are strategic thinking things. These are basically the thinking and then just not executing. It's coming up with a plan. Guys, these things right here, these are executing things. These are people that are inherently good at doing. So we need doers. If you're a doer, you might have to bring somebody in that has a lot of green. If everybody has green or everybody has red, or blue themes, relationship building themes, which that team I was talking to you about where I had to go in and fire, everybody was ENFJs. They're all relationship building things. Nobody had strategic thinking. So guess what? Nothing got really done. Honestly, it was such chaos, and it was a whole team of women. Nothing against that, but that was even adding to the confusion. So we had a whole team of women, all ENFJs, extrovert intuitives, no thinkers on the team. No, guys, it was a mess. It was a mess. So it's important to know who you are, important to know where your strengths are, because you could go out and hire people based off of your weaknesses and your blind spots. And you got to acknowledge that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no superhuman in this world. Guys, consistency, look, all this purple, discipline, restorative, and arranger, responsibility. Guys, we want people that have the opposite themes as us. So let me see if I can find my previous operations manager. I'm going to show you guys what her looks like, what her Clifton Strengths Finders look like here. And just stick with me here, guys. It's going to tie all together. So look at hers. I said, okay, see, my guy, Cece, be honest with yourself. You have all these strategic thinking themes. You're a smart cookie, but when it comes to executing, like actually getting it done, it's tough. So I said, okay, instead of trying to beat myself up and say, you should be an executor, you should be that's just not who I am. You know, discipline. I went and found somebody who had discipline as number one. Guys, wouldn't you want somebody on your team that has discipline as number one? Guys, this is why that Ryan guy was saying that you can't do this with 2 cold callers. Bro, yes, you can. If you have the right data, right targeting of the right market, right data, right list, right skip tracing, right dialer, right texting tool, right 2 cold callers, right, that have been with you for a while, are they're expertly trained on systems and processes. If you have the right operations manager, guys, that's lean. I've made $100,000 a month consistently doing this. The reason why I'm able to say this, guys. Now, you know, somebody who doesn't know this may know. I mean, how many people do this? How many people have even heard of Clifton Strengths Finders? How many people in their wholesale space even do this? What do you guys do? Oh, I'm just gonna blast 20,000 people, maybe 40,000 people. Maybe I'll get a fucking deal. Yeah, no. We want to work smarter, and that's my job, to show you guys how to work smarter here, not harder. Look, I said I have all green. Strategic thinking themes. Executing things make it happen. What I would do is I'll tell Jay on Monday morning, hey, this needs to happen. We need to contact this paralegal. This paralegal is saying that the loan payoff information is not correct. Loan payoff information is they're not getting the loan payoff information from the bank, guys. And let's just say the bank's not picking up. Let's just say they're not emailing us back, and you have 100 other things on your plate, but that has to get done. I could tell my assistant in 30-minute call, give her a background spiel on what's going on, and then just let her go. Why do I know she's going to be able to do that? Because one, I know an ISTJ, an introverted, sensor, thinker, judger is the perfect fit for an operations manager. Why? Because I tested this out last year. I had 12 people that went through my Build to Scale program, and I hired all 12. Only one that wasn't an ISTJ didn't pan out. All the other ones did. Boom. That's enough empirical evidence for me to say that's a fact. We are hiring ISTJs. I didn't say, oh, let me consider an INTJ or an ESTP. No. What a lot of you guys are doing, you're hiring people based off of how they're sounding and who you like. Guys, I like a lot of people. I like the homeless person down the street. You think I'm going to let him in my company? Absolutely not. All right, so we see a lot of INFPs. I see you guys, INFPs, ISTP. My baby sister is an ISTP. Hey, you guys are sharp, man. ISTPs are very well balanced individuals. Very well balanced. So let's go ahead and get off the Clifton Strengths Finders. I will go ahead and show you guys that 16 personalities type profile for the operations manager. And guys, this is next level stuff here, guys. And I know there's other types and stuff that you guys can look into, like our tests like DISC, Colby, all that stuff. And to be honest, I haven't looked into those in depth. I like creating novel solutions for these types of problems. So I found that if you have to take a whole test or take a whole course to understand a personality test, that's not accessible. We want things that are accessible. Listen, this framework is so freaking stupidly simple, and every person in the world fits one of these 16 personalities. This comes from Carl Jung about 100 years ago. He is a founder of INT. He's a founder of the extroverted and introverted words. We wouldn't know what extroverts and introverts were with Carl Jung, and then Myers-Briggs built off of that, right? The thing I like about this is it's ubiquitous. A lot of people use it, and we have a lot of empirical evidence. A lot of these new tests, DISC, Colby and stuff like that, I'm not saying there's nothing to it, but there's just no longevity with them, and we don't have a lot of empirical evidence. And this as well, this allows the other person to see who they are too, because you could be having somebody in a seat, and you could tell them, hey, this is the seat you need to be in, and they could say, well, why are you putting me in this seat? I usually do other things, or I'm doing something else, or I've done other tasks previously, and you're asking me to do another task. I may know personally, based off their DISC profile, that they can't read and they can't comprehend that they're going to be a good fit in that seat. But that doesn't give them much confidence because they don't feel seen. This allows our people to be seen, our employees to be seen. So what did I just say? I said an ISTJ. And guys, if you want in-depth training on this, and you guys want one-on-one mentorship, hit me up in my DMs. I am offering and opening this up. I only could take on about 4 people a quarter because it is one-on-one, where I implement all these strategies in your company for you. I hold your hand and I hire these people for you, right? And you come along the line, ride with me. I teach you how to do this in your company, because we only go over so much of an hour of training. So if that sounds interesting, drop a comment, but I prefer you guys hit me up in the DMs. All right, pitch over. So ISTJ, let me go back to Restream here, make sure we're good to go. Hey, I'm a master at what I do, Chris. Christopher Field said he's a master. Hey, this is my area. Hey, guys, if you want to do all that, go somewhere else. Don't, like, seriously, this is what I'm talking. I'm not fucking taking notes on anybody else. Leave, Christopher Fields. Leave. This is my space. Okay? I don't care what the next guy's doing. I only care about what Cornelius Cedric Garland I is doing. Get the fuck out of here, man. You guys fucking annoyed the shit out of me, man. Some of you guys. Okay. All right. Anyway, ISTJ. So ISTJA, this person right here is going to be your the person who's very methodical. Look at this person taking notes. Very, very methodical. Very, very detail oriented. This person inherently comes out and loves doing tasks. Guys, imagine if you're giving somebody tasks every single day, and this is and this person's motivated to get these tasks. Guys, I suck at organization. Guys, INFPs, INTPs, guys, we suck at organization. We suck at executing. We need somebody like this to keep us on track. Even if you're an ISTJ or you're good at organization, I would say this is the best person to put you in to have as that role. I just found that that's a good role there. So Denzel Washington is one. Let's just read what this description is and tell me if this is somebody you want to have in your company. Logisticians pride their integrity. People with this personality type mean what they say. And then when they commit to doing something, they make sure they follow through. Is this somebody you want to have in your company in that role, being second in command? Is this somebody that you can go to sleep soundly and say, well, I hope this got done? How many times, hey, raise your hand and let me know if you guys have hired employees and you've gone to sleep hoping that your employees are going to show up the next day. How are you going to build a fruitful company centered around if you don't know if your employee is going to show up, let alone your manager? So we need somebody very, very responsible. And inherently, these people are very responsible. The reason why I'm honing on this person is this is probably the most important hire you'll make, because they're keeping it all together. They're keeping basically a lot of the stress from you. And I'll go back to my organizational chart here. Oh, Chris, I'm sorry. Yo, I was, Chris was saying I was talking to Ryan and saying you are a master at what he does. See, my fault. I told Ryan and Chris, my fault, Chris. Thanks for putting in a good word. Hey guys, when I get hyped, you gotta excuse me. This is my zone. This is what I do, guys. I'm a Leo, INTP Leo, and guys, I got something else for you guys. So I built off of the 16 personalities type framework to create 192 personality types, right? So basically, if you could combine your 16 personality types with your zodiac sign, I'm creating profiles for all these people, and I could share them when they're all created. I made about half of them, but they're very accurate. I'm an INTP Leo, and guess what? I'm fascinated with this stuff. And guess who is an INTP Leo too? Carl Jung, the founder of all this stuff. So if that doesn't ring a bell to you, why I'm so fascinated with this stuff, why I view my life through a psychological lens, there's something to this. But this is getting very high level, and I don't want to, or off topic. I don't want to like get too off topic when it comes to real estate here. So let me go back to my team hierarchy. Hope you guys are following me. Drop any questions if you have them. So see how this person is right here. I can sit here and say, okay, go manage these other people. These people right here, I don't have to worry about them being an ISTJ or detail oriented, because the operations manager is going to automatically keep everybody in check. The ops manager supervises the lead manager. The lead manager oversees the cold callers. Everybody knows how to do the person's job below them. If not do it, they know what's required. So when somebody comes, so I don't teach my cold callers how to do the lead manager's job. I teach my lead managers how to do my cold callers jobs. My lead managers' jobs, whenever they start cold calling, right? They start off with cold calling, and then eventually I show them how to follow up, but they have to have the mind for that. Guys, I'm just going to be honest. ENFJs, they do not really need to have any place in your company other than cold calling, right? And I'm going to tell you guys this may sound a little controversial, and I'm just going to tell you what it is. Like, some personality types are going to have a more difficult time in this in business than not. There's one personality type in ESTP that's an entrepreneur. Literally, look, I'll go back to here. And so they basically are spoiled because they're inherently just an entrepreneur. That's what 16 personality type classes them as. What did I say? It was ESTP. Look, guys. So if you guys see somebody who's in your, maybe not in your company, but a competitor, and you're trying to compare yourself to them, guys, and it just seems like they naturally understand business, they may be an ENTP. Seriously, guys, they are ESTP, right? An entrepreneur is someone with the extroverted, observant, thinking, prospecting personality traits. They tend to be energetic and action-oriented, definitely navigating whatever is in front of them. They love uncovering life opportunities whether socializing with others or in more personal pursuits. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. That's Helen Keller, right? These guys are natural networkers. Now, does that mean if I'm an INTP, I'm an ENFP, I'm an ENFJ, that I can't make it work? No, but you have to be self-aware first. So you're not trying to compare yourself to this guy. You just have to figure out how you need to get in to fit in. You may need to hire somebody else. Maybe hire a coach or consultant, or partner with somebody who has these attributes. But guys, or you may need to hire an acquisitions person or a lead manager with these attributes. But it might be difficult to find an ESTP that wants to work a job. in all my time doing this, when I've given out or when I've had people give me their 16 personality types back, when I would be viewing resumes, I don't think I've seen one ESTP. Because guess what? They're building their own Mount Rushmore. They're building their own companies. It doesn't matter if they're Filipinos in Nicaragua, in the States. They all have that drive in them to basically do their own thing. So what you're going to do, guys, if you start giving out these personality type tests to people and you start seeing that you're getting a lot of responses back that are ENFJs, that is quite common. Guys, do not look at the resume. I look at the resume after I look at the personality type test. I look at the resume afterwards because the resume can be deceiving. We don't want to go off of what they've done before, because if you're in a desperate situation, especially if you're hiring somebody in the Philippines, my friend, if somebody is in the Philippines, they might be desperate and they'll do what they have to do to put food on their family. They may be an introvert and cold call, right? But really their best fit might be a COO. I've seen people that were operations manager and admin assistants absolutely drowning in work, and it's not a good fit, and they really should just be cold calling. So guys, don't try to make the person fit in a seat that they don't supposed to fit in. I had to figure this out the hard way by making failure after failure after failure after failure of a hire. Guys, we do not want to do that. That's a waste of time, energy, effort, and it can kill your spirits. In all seriousness, it really can. So let's go back to my hierarchy here. Any questions you have, please throw them out. Please throw them out. If not, we're going to keep on rolling. I see we have an ENFP here. Love ENFP so much. And I found that ENFPs and ENFJs really gravitate towards me, which is why, honestly, it hurts a little bit to say that ENFJs really don't have a place here. And I'm just speaking unbiasedly, guys. They don't have a place higher than probably lead manager in your business. The reason why is that we need to look at their cognitive functions. And I'll go a little bit in detail with this. Each personality type has 4 cognitive functions, meaning these are the tools that you're equipped with whenever you came in this earth, right? So for me, TI, introverted thinking, is my highest cognitive function, which means I'm able to think about problems very analytically through and through. Extroverted feeling is my lowest cognitive function. So I had to learn. Even now, I struggle with interpersonal communication. I used to just bulldoze over people and ignore people's feelings. That was CC in its 20s. I've done a lot of work on myself to become self-aware, to acknowledge that part of me, because that was a 4th function. I was like, oh, feelings suck, you don't need them. But I found that I wasn't having some communication was good, but with a lot of people, especially out in public, I found myself not being able to. I would just come across like arrogant sometimes, especially if it wasn't a conflict. And I wasn't really good at de-escalating situations. Like I would take it as an offense if somebody like questioned me back or told me, hey, don't do this, or you can't park there. And I had to sit down and be like, yo, what's that? And I had to look and see, okay, let's acknowledge your extroverted feeling. You're over here trying to put your feelings down. And extroverted feeling is a number 1 cognitive function, if I'm not mistaken, for ENFPs. So let me see, ENFP cognitive functions. And guys, if I'm going too technical, please let me know. But this stuff right here, okay, so we have somebody that makes a lot of sense. Great. No questions yet. Makes a lot of sense. Awesome. What are the best personality types for cold callers? ENFJs, guys. ENFJs. And I'll show you why. I'll show you guys why right now. And I'm so concerned sometimes, guys, with like putting this stuff out, because I'm like, I don't know if it resonates, because this is high level business owner information I'm providing to you. I know when you're trying to close your first deal, you may not want to hear this, but guys, it's really important to get this stuff right first, because it makes your job so much easier going forward, and it prevents you from trying to fix something that's unfixable. Like you may be saying, okay, if I just give my employee a little bit more training, if I just hop on the call with this cold caller one more time, maybe they'll get it. Maybe they're an ISTJ doing an ENFJ's job. So this could save you a lot of hassle. So if you just sit with me here, guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be super, super, super relevant and important to your company. Sorry for all the supers. I'm a superlative. So FE, extroverted feeling. Extroverted feeling, guys, this is the ENFJ, the best fit for a cold caller. And guys, one thing you have to realize, you have to be graceful with them. You're high cold caller to cold call, not to update the CRM, not to send off emails, not to do admin tasks. So if they are in the dialer and they miss some details here or there, that's fine. That's why we have the ops manager to clean that up. That's why my operations manager knows everybody else's job. At the end of the day, the operations manager knows, okay, let me go and make sure all the voicemails have been uploaded to our CRM, because that's what we do. Whenever we get a new cold call, we like uploading the voicemail. That's the job of my cold callers, the ENFJs, but they may miss one or two. Guys, if they're generating me 2 to 3 leads a day, or even 1 to 2 per cold caller a day, and they've been doing that for 30 days, I'm not going to jump down their throat if they miss 2 or 3 uploads in the CRM, because guess what? I hire them to do one job, cold call. Everything else is secondary. I found a lot of people try to put a little bit too much on their employees, which is why you have to have separate seats broken down. Right. So the way the hierarchy that I gave you, the organizational chart that I provided for you guys, this is the most leanest stack to get to 100K. Guys, even if not 100K, 50K, because if you have 2 cold callers, each of them should be able to generate 30 leads a month, right? 50 leads a month, right? If you have a list of 10,000 records. So 50, that's 100 leads. Even if your hit rate is only 1 out of 50 leads from lead to contract, you have two contracts there, right? 10, 20K each, that's 20K the first month. And then let's just say you're following up with those 60 or those 60 leads the next month. And then they generate another 60 leads. Now you have 120 leads. And then let's just say your lead manager is following up with them. Now you have, let's just say you pull 1 lead on month 2, 1 deal from follow-up, and 2 deals from cold calling. Okay, boom. Now you're at 30K. Month 3, you have, let's just say they generate another 60 leads. 60 times 3. I did 120. 60 times 2. Yeah, 120. 60 times 3. Okay, so you have 180 leads now in month 3. Let me just make sure my math is right. Because if each cold caller is I said 50. Excuse my language here. You guys get the point here. Month 1, if each cold caller is generating 50 leads each, you have 100 leads, which is definitely doable. That's what we're able to do on this end. You get 2 properties under contract in month 1. That is, that'll be 20K profit. That'll probably close in month 2. Month 2, you generate another 100 leads. Now you're at 200 leads, right? 200 leads. And let's just say you have your lead manager following up and he pulls a contract out of follow-up, which is totally doable. I suggest you guys start hiring a lead manager only after you get to 100 leads in your follow-up, or else they'll just be twiddling your thumbs, and you can put them on cold calling, but that defeats the purpose of hiring them. So you're at 30K at that point. Let's just say month 3. Now you have another 100 leads that got added in. You have 300 leads. And let's just say you're able to pick up 2 properties from follow-up, 2 properties from cold calling, from your fresh leads, from your fresh list, 10, 20, 30, 40. Then month 4, you generate another 100. You're at 1, 2, 3, 400 leads, right, in your CRM. And then you have you're probably going to be able to get another 2 deals or maybe 3 deals off of follow-up. At that point, you're probably able to get 3 contracts, because you'll be following up with some that didn't close or whatever the previous month. Or if you're waiting for sellers to give you a contract back, you're going to be at 5 deals closed, my friends. 5. Notice that this didn't happen. I didn't say month 1, all this is going to happen. So to answer Ryan's question, in month 1, hell no, you can't do this. It's momentum. It's momentum. And so by month 4 or 5, you're at 50K a month. And you do this for another 5 months with this same team, you're at 100K a month without adding anybody else. So I answer his question. You can do this with this team, but you have to be methodical doing it. Now, a lot of people, investors, and guys, let them do this. All these investors that are just blasting sellers with text blast, which is about to get shut down in July or in August 30th or at the end of this month, let them do that. They're going to be in a world of hurt once they have to tighten up their operations. Guys, I don't care if anybody's targeting the same list I'm targeting, if they're targeting in a competitive market, because I know my systems are actually able to get me deals. Listen, go target my list. I know you're not going to follow up with the seller. You're just looking for a deal now. I'm not trying to play the lottery with my business. I'm trying to be very, very sniper targeted and methodical with my business over here. Guys, the days of sitting over here and rolling the dice, that's what we had to do before we had a lot of this information. Back in 2012, 13, 14, even when I started in 2015, times have changed. Times have changed. Work smarter, not harder. Guys, your business isn't unique. Lean on the backs of giants. Guys, I went through all this stuff painstakingly to figure this stuff out. Nobody taught me this. This is stuff I had to learn through trial and error. I'm not showing you guys that didn't work. There's been a ton of stuff that I tried that didn't work. A ton of things. Asking VAs, what's your favorite color? Based off of the color, if they responded back, and if I looked at their resume, oh, I guess they'll be a good fit for a cold caller, right? Guys, I made like 20, 30 hires doing that before I was like, I got to tighten this thing up. I've hired hundreds of virtual assistants, so you guys don't have to make those same mistakes, because I'll be honest, it took the wind out of my sails some of these days. I had a virtual assistant, and this is a perfect example. I didn't know her personality type, but I bet she was maybe like an ENFJ or something like that. I'm not going to say she didn't have a higher moral compass, but I've just seen similarities with certain personality types with their value structures. ISTJ, very honest. I'm not going to say there's not exceptions. Honest, inherently honest, and inherently I got to do the right thing, because they're SJs. SJs make up our probably like 60% of our population, meaning sensor judgers. SI, introverted sensing. These are the backbone of our of basically our society. These are your police officers. These are your nurses. These are the people that are opening up the coffee shop, or opening up Waffle House during the middle of a hurricane. They're the ones that say the job has to get done. And they inherently come out like that. So I want this type of person in my company. To go back to my point, when I hired ENFJs, when I hired this one admin assistant, she actually stole from me. I fired her because she wasn't a good fit. And I thought it was a pretty, it was a pretty decent fire. I wasn't like, oh, you're fired like Donald Trump or anything like that on The Apprentice. I just said, hey, this isn't working out. We got to part ways. She didn't like that. I was moving, guys, and I had a lot going on, and I forgot to remove her from my PayPal account. And sure enough, guys, I was awake. By the grace of God, it was like at 3 a.m. I was at my friend's house, and I was sitting on her couch, and then I just see my PayPal. I see like minus 5,000 PHP, like Philippine currency. I was like, what? And I was like, and then I see another like 5,000. Basically, this was like $500. So she sent like $400 or $500 transactions to herself, and I like picked up the phone. PayPal wasn't picking up, and she basically sent herself $3,000. And I called PayPal, and they said, well, since you added her as an authorized user on their account, there's nothing we could do. And so I basically lost out $3,000. I was able to get it back because I called PayPal like a month later, and they saw that all my passwords I got another rep, and they were saying they saw my passwords were changed, and they changed the two-factor identification was changed as well. And they were like, no, that's funny. She did that and then sent that to her. She's like, no, you need this money refunded back. So thankfully, it was somebody in PayPal that caught it when I called them about a separate issue, because I sort of chalked up as a loss. So guys, these are costly mistakes for hiring the wrong person in your business. And I've also seen a lot of people not want to give their investor access to certain things because they don't trust them, or their access to certain things because they don't trust them. What's the point of you having an employee if you can't trust them to take some work off your plate? So you might as well not hire an employee. So you got to hire the right person. ENFJs, guys, they don't go any higher than lead manager. They don't have access to my email or anything like that. Only one person does in my company, and that's my operations manager, right? Introverted sensing. This is their number one cognitive function, meaning like this is their superpower. And they naturally use in SI, introverted sensing, to catalog experiences and information they deem important. In particular, they remember their impressions of experiences they've had. They have an organized internal world, and their mind can easily put similar pieces of information into appropriate categories. Okay, guys. So if I'm hiring somebody for an operations manager who has to keep me organized and who's responsible for managing the other employees, if I read this, They have an organized internal world, and their mind can easily put similar pieces of information into appropriate categories. They learn straightforward, practical systems, rules, and strategies with ease and grace, and love when something is done right. I mean, ask me, it sounds like I hacked putting the perfect operations manager in place. If that doesn't sound like an operations manager, I don't know what does. And let me tell you guys what an operations manager job role is like. I'm going to go to Google here. Okay. And we'll get to the lead manager's personality traits here in a little bit, guys. We're going to go about for another 20 minutes. So if you stick with me, I'm going to do that. And I'll probably go live tomorrow or maybe Saturday. But I want to try to keep these an hour or so shorter. You guys see my screen here? Okay. Okay. So ops manager, right? So I'm just going to show you guys what the operations manager role is. Like, what do they do? Operations managers oversee operational activities of any. Okay, their duties include hiring and training employees and managing quality assurance programs. And ops managers also strategizes process improvements to ensure everyone completes their task on schedules. Guys, look. It's important to know what seats you need to hire. Then you can go and find the right person for that right seat. A lot of people don't know what seat they need to fill. And guys, again, if you need help hiring, been with me, put a comment wherever you're watching this, or shoot me a DM on my Facebook. Also, I'll go ahead and just drop my cell here. This is my cell phone number. If anybody wants to get in contact with me, shoot me a text. I keep my phone on do not disturb just because I get a lot of spam. But if I that's my cell number. So I like that right here. So if you guys want to get in touch with me, just shoot me a cell. That'll be the easiest way to get in touch with me, to be honest. So operations manager. An ops manager's career path is a great choice for people who like to work behind the scenes in an organization, an introvert. I don't have my operations manager call people. They don't even call paralegals and stuff. Everything is basically email because I know they're an introvert. I don't want them doing any extroverted activity. That's not in their skill set. If you do that, they will look like they aren't sharp on it. And that's the thing. You want to set your people up for success. Just because they can do this role perfectly doesn't mean they can do this. Just because CC could teach and teach his process great doesn't mean he's great at doing acquisitions. This is something to keep in mind, my friends. The position is a vital role in the success of any business, no matter how big or small. And you will have the flexibility of work in almost any industry. In general, the role of an ops manager is to manage all activities involved in producing the goods or services of a business. In the retail industry, for example, an ops manager would manage all activities related to daily retail floor functions, as well as planning and strategizing. There are a lot of business operations. If you have strong communication and management skills and thrive in a retail environment, the role of sales manager will serve as a rewarding career option. Okay. An operations manager, you may be wondering, what does an operations manager mean? Business operations are all the activities accomplished behind the scenes to keep the business running. In the most businesses, they're like your manager, your top tier manager. You have to have somebody who puts it all together. And most businesses, operations manager, big picture of the organization, hence why they're second command to you, right? It's your owner and then it's you, right? And purchasing, account, human resources, inventory, and IT. There are different levels to an organization or operations manager's career path. Ops managers are sometimes also known as chief operations officers or COOs. Their role is critical in ensuring businesses run smoothly and have everything they need to be effective, right? So what does an operations manager do? Look at some of these keywords, and we're going to go back to the ITJ cognitive functions here. The responsibilities of an operations manager will vary for different organizations and industries, but in general, you can expect to do most of the following tasks while working in business operations. Processes. An operations manager is responsible for implementing and maintaining the processes that an organization uses. This includes software and other programs that the organization uses to function every day. So guys, this goes back to what I was saying with the cold caller. So if a cold caller is missing details, it's an ops manager's job to just sweep up behind them just to make sure that gets done, to make sure things are running smoothly. Now, if it's an egregious issue that they're messing up over and over again, guys, at that point, they may, if they're doing sloppy work and the operations manager has to do their job for them, that's a critical function. Let's just say every voicemail they have to upload, or let's just say, they go into their grammar is not good, and every lead before it goes into the CRM with one cold caller, all like their grammar sucks, and the operations manager has to clean that up. That's an issue where that person might not be the best employee, even if they may be an ENFJ. They may just be a low performing ENFJ. But the ops manager's job is to catch that stuff. Quality assurance. My operations managers knows all my processes, how things supposed to get done right, so they can catch something if it's not done properly, and they can train and teach also as well. I use my operations managers to train on my behalf too, because if I have like for instance, if I bring on a new cold caller, I like training them, but I usually have my operations manager do the basic training for them rather than repeating the same thing over and over again. And guess what? I just have to train the ops manager one time on how the cold calling job works, and then they're the one who ensures the process is done right. And I could go off and be at the beach, right? Having a good time, guys. Having a good time, guys. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to, guys. I've just got to change your mindset here for a little bit, you know. Throw out the stuff that doesn't work and let me add in the stuff that does work, guys. So if you listen to me and put the pride and ego aside and not listen to a lot of these other people that are on YouTube, because YouTube, guys, outside of my channel, it's entertainment, guys. They're not giving you the real deal Holyfield over here. I am. So reporting, this is another thing I want to focus on. An operations manager is responsible for reporting on how the business is functioning and whether the implemented processes and policies are working or need changes. Man. So let's go back and see what, based off of that description, let's read the ISTJ personality type again, our cognitive functions. This is their superpower. This is their superpower. Let me make sure you guys can see. Okay. SI, introverted sensing. SITEs naturally use SI to catalog experiences and information they deem important. In particular, they remember their impressions of experiences they've had. They have an organized internal world. So organized, that's a key word from the operations manager job description. They can easily put similar pieces of information in appropriate categories. They learn straightforward, practical systems, rules, and strategies with ease and grace, and love when something is done right. That right there is a perfect fit for an operations manager. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I have the empirical evidence to back it up as well. And I'll tell you, I'll go a little step further here. I'll go back to Jay, my previous operations manager, her Clifton Strengths Finders results here. And I'm going to actually read, because this is just the first page. This thing is like 10 pages long, I think. Yeah, a couple pages long. And so let's look at what her top skill set is. This is who she is. And this is how I knew she was a good hire. So I had her take the personality type test first, and then I already knew she was going to have these executing things, but she had discipline as number 1. I have discipline at number 20. So she keeps me on point here. So you enjoy routine and structure. Your world is best described by the order you create. Okay, yeah. So I actually, Amisha, great question. Thank you so much for being here, Amisha. So yeah, I took a brief hiatus earlier this year. I'm not sure if you were on the stream, but I'll just go over it to focus on some personal stuff here. Been going hard really since I quit my government job, my contracting job in 2016 to really in December. It was just 100 miles per hour. I had to take some time to get myself right. So it just honestly just pouring to myself, to be honest. So I wasn't really running my company large scale, right? I scaled a lot of things back to focus on myself. So I ended up giving her to a client of mine named JK, who was part of my Build to Scale program. So she's still working in the operations manager role. I actually gave her a pay increase because suggested her to get a pay increase because she was working for me, I think at $280 a week. And then because she knew everything and she knew all my systems, guys, my client basically got a fully trained VA. He got somebody that knew all my systems, all my trade craft, which I was cool with. But she was able to get a job and make $100 more. So he pays her $150 a week. He manages her whole company. And I'll be honest with him, he tried to hire an INTJ for that role first, and it did not turn out well. It did not turn out well. Again, guys, get in touch with me, 843-296-4003. Shoot me a text here. I already got a text from one person. Let's get your marketing right. Let's get everything right. I do check my text messages. That's my cell. It'll go straight right here to me. Guys, I'm a normal person just like you. I know I may seem like I'm on a pedestal to some people, but to be honest, guys, loud truck at the beach. But to be honest, guys, the only way that people can really get results is if I work with people on an individual basis. So all this stuff with blowing my coaching business up to 50 people at one time, I can't get people results like that, which is why you got my cell number, touch base, and let's have an authentic human interaction. Let me get you right. So let's go back to what her skill sets were, her strengths. And I'm going to read the overview. And Clifton Strengths Finders gives you a great overview of who you are on the first page. And it's actually astounding when you read it, because this is who this person is. And this allows me to know how to interact with her and how to put her in the best position to succeed. This is what you need to be doing as business owners, guys. So, discipline. By nature, you gravitate to serious conversations where people exchange ideas, concepts, or theories. She was a great brainstorming partner. You avoid small talk, rumors, and gossip. Considering all the information you have gathered, you decide what is and is not worth remembering. You have a way of cataloging knowledge so you can quickly recall it later. Because of your strengths, you think more clearly when you can finish your assignments well ahead of schedule. You tend to become quite frustrated with individuals who constantly operate in crisis mode. You resent having to interrupt your work or studies because someone else failed to anticipate everything that could go awry. That is amiss or wrong. Guys, this sounds like a great operations manager and a great supervisor instinctively. And she was one, and is one rather. You like to keep your environment neat and orderly. Oh my gosh. You feel most comfortable when everything has its place and everything is in its place. It's very likely that you may feel more comfortable starting your day by assigning a level of importance or urgency to each task. Operations manager, guys. Having a well-sequenced plan sometimes allows you to move quickly into action. Chances are good that you might prefer mapping paths towards specific long-term goals. You occasionally create orderly or detailed tactics to secure particular objectives. Once in a while, you are energized by what you can accomplish. Why you succeed using discipline. You need organization, order, and precision. Your controlled planning and routines increase efficiency and bring predictability and structure to turmoil. Guys, if this doesn't scream operations manager, I don't know what does. This is how deep I go into hiring. And she stayed in my company for a year. And me and Jay, we made a lot of money together, both through deals and through consulting and through lead generation. And we helped other people make money. We helped other people get there. She basically was running my cold calling team. If any of you guys use me for lead generation, she did that. If anybody used me for list pulling or even just communicating with me via email, she was the one communicating on my behalf. She was like this, linked up. And honestly, guys, I was bummed. It took me a while to make this hire because I was bummed because I had to, I got rid of my first VA, Maureen, because I was with Rocket Station, but I decided to leave them in 2022 because just didn't make sense to pay them the price I was paying them for what I was getting. So I said, hey, I think I'm good enough to start hiring, or I'm knowledgeable enough to start hiring people myself. So I went and saw what her personality type was because I had her take it. She was an ISTJ. And I said, okay, maybe I should try to hire an ISTJ. I went on onlinejobs.ph and I actually reached out to Jay, had her take the personality test, and she was an ISTJ. And I said, okay, cool. I know I'm on my way. Yes. So Nigel, I'm going to get to your question here in a second. So don't take this the wrong way, guys. We basically could replicate people using this. And I'm not trying to diminish the individuality in people, including myself, because I wouldn't stand if somebody says, hey, you're just like this other person. You're just like this other person. But I see things in structures, frameworks, and systems, right? I always am putting things in categories. And that's just how I see the world. I don't dehumanize people, but this helps me easily know, okay, okay, if I was dealt with these cards and I had these 5 candidates and I only had these 5 candidates to choose from, who's going to be the best candidate? It's going to be the ENFJ for the job, ENTP, ISFJ. And I started to see commonalities between people. In my personal life, every person I met, once I became obsessed with this in 2019, I was giving them 16 personalities. And I started to see commonalities with similar things they would say, similar things ENFJs will say, what they gravitate towards and what they're good at. And I said, there has to be something here. So guys, please don't take this as like I'm stripping away all the individuality, but this tells us we're basically able to replicate employees. Dare I say robots. You basically have one robot here. Here's a robot. And then you have the personality. You know, this is basically just avatar, and this is 16 personality. This is an ESTP. Once you put these glasses on, you put this hat on, that's your ENFJ. You put these glasses on, same body type, same Filipino. Now I'm an ENTP. And they have the similar characteristics. So personality typing is super important when it comes to hiring, my friends. This is the hack right here. My life is so less stressful. I don't have any stress when it comes to running my investment company because of the result of this, because of these results. No, guys, I'm cool, calm, and collected. It's like I have the whole business in the palm of my hand right now. Whole business at the palm of my hand. So let me go and answer some of these questions. I'm going to wrap this sucker up, guys. And go ahead and stop sharing this screen. So we have a question here. Man, yeah, Amisha, I do miss her. But as I was saying previously, knowing the ISTJs make the perfect operations managers. And I'm going to give you guys something. I'm going to give you guys something good here. I could basically replicate the person to the T if I know their zodiac sign as well, because I developed this framework, and I haven't told a lot of people about this publicly. And this is something I'm sort of keeping close to my chest, but I'll tell you guys this, since you guys are on the stream and you stayed this long, and anybody watching stayed this long. It's basically combining personality types, and the 16 personality types and zodiac signs. And I've been able to create really, really accurate descriptions, right? So I'll give you guys an example. Let me see here. INTJ Scorpio. So Nick Saban is an INTJ Scorpio. Okay. Any of you guys familiar with Nick Saban and how he operates and how he does his business? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys some good sauce here. And yeah, I miss her, but I'm basically able to replicate people, Amisha. Now I'm basically able to take people and be like, oh, you were in ISTJ Taurus. I just need to find ISTJ's Taurus. You were an ENTP Aquarius, and an ENTP Aquarius was the previous. That's listen. We're able to replicate these people here. Let me not go too far off task here because I'm getting excited. I hope you guys are too. I'm just trying to find this right here. Give me 1 second. INTJ Scorpio. I'm trying to find somebody who you guys would really like relate to. Absolutely, Amisha. This is what I love doing. Okay. Let me open up this profile here. Got a lot of stuff going on here. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Hey, and a good place to hire. Where's a good place to hire cold callers, guys? Onlinejobs.ph. If you want them completely outsourced, though, I do offer that on my end, though. So I'll drop the link there too if you guys want to get in touch with me. Let me just drop that here. Give me 1 second, and then we'll go back. We'll wrap up with the good stuff, the sauce, guys. I'm about to show you guys something like incredible. and really, this is what I've been working on the last 6-7 months. I've just been in my mind working on this right here. So, oh man, guys, you guys are in for some good stuff here. All right, 1 second. Now it looks like my freaking thing. I gotta close out all these tabs. So cold calling. Or you guys can just go to quicksellerleads.com. Okay. So you guys go to that. If you go there, you can just see, I'll share my screen with you guys just quick, like, not trying to turn this into a pitch fest, but okay. How so, Amisha? Because Amisha was asking or saying, I love your new outlook on your Facebook now. Can you clarify a little bit just to make sure that I'm tracking what you're saying? I don't want to misconstrue what you're saying. Okay. Profile. All right, let me show you guys one more thing here just to make sure you guys know where to navigate to. All right, so if you guys want to get in touch with me, you can navigate to quicksellerleads.com. This is what it looked like. And if you guys want a list pull, just fill out the order right here. If you guys want a cold calling, sign up there, chat blast 30-day cold calling, and I'll call you guys. So it's a form that you'll just go to. It takes like 1 minute. Just fill it out, right? Boom. Okay, let me wrap this up here. So, man, INTJ Scorpio. Oh my gosh. Listen. I can't believe I'm giving you guys this. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Amisha, I like that. She was saying that I love your new outlook on Facebook now. And then Amisha was saying you being more you and not giving us gems all the time. Yeah. Honestly, guys, I had a mask that I was wearing because I felt like I had to be a certain way. And what I did the last 6, 7 months, I was shedding a lot of that. And some people that follow me because they thought I was one way, I gave them an opportunity to stop following me, gave people a chance to see my real me, who I am. I'm an actual person. It can't just be business all the time. More personable. I'm more personable, guys. Just showing you guys that side of me because honestly, I didn't do that because I didn't want to come across non-professional. Maybe initially, it's just I just didn't. I didn't know if people like accept me like publicly like for who I was like because I was like, man, I have a lot of parts of me that I don't know will go over well with like business people, but I think the right people would jive to you and they'll see you. And there's a side to me, guys, like a empathetic side that I was being shamed of to not reveal publicly. And I had to remove a lot of people that were toxic from me that were making me feel bad about being sensitive in certain areas. So I'll just leave that at that. Hire VAs through me. Yeah. So if you go through me, if you join my one-on-one consultation, I will show you how to hire all these people and manage them. I don't have a VA service because what happens, Nigel, is if I have a VA service, really what comes from that is I'll have to manage them for you, have to show you how to manage them. And then I place people in people's companies, but you're going to have to know how to manage them, right? So, or even with cold calling, having just a one-off VA doesn't really work. So, or even if I'm cold calling for you, I have to be able to do the list pulling because if you give me a bad list and we're cold calling for you and you only generate one lead and I charge you like $3,900, you're going to be like, bro, like what's going on here? Or even if I charge you $2,000, you're going to say like, it's your cold caller. I just take on all that and I realize I have to do the list pull, I have to do the zip code analysis, I have to manage the cold caller. I'm able to control the entire process. So mine is all inclusive, right? So if you want that, go to quicksellerleads.com and I can hook you up. Or if you want to do a consultation call, I could just show you how to set things up, get you started off right. And if it makes sense to join my mentorship, we could do that. But yeah, one-off VAs, I just never had that much of luck or seen other people be able to do it successfully. There's no workaround for building your own team, guys. There's not. There's certain things you outsource. Like with me, you can outsource your cold calling to me because I know I can handle all the cold calling. So if you go to the organizational chart, only thing that you'll have to hire is your lead manager, right? You'll just have to hire your lead manager, and that's it. And I'll handle everything else, right? So I'll just share this quick like. So I'll handle this at the bottom. Boom. You don't have to worry about that. I have that in place. And then you'll just have to have a lead manager. And if you're not a huge operation, you could just be the operations manager, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. All right, let's get to astrotyping. So guys, this is my framework I've been coming up with for like the last 6 months. It's called astrotyping, and I trademarked this. I'm in the process of trademarking this. So guys, there's 192 profiles out here. If you take 12 zodiac signs times 16 personality types, that gives you 192. So we have INTP Leo. Well, let me make sure my math is right. 12 times 16, yeah, 192. So 192 profiles. INTJ Aries, INTJ Scorpio, INTJ Leo, INTJ Sagittarius. Each of these have different nuances as far as what they are, and as far as how they show up into the world. And I found that this is quite accurate. So I know Nick Saban is an INTJ just because of doing some research online about him. I'll do Nick Saban MBTI. And so he's an INTJ. By most people say he's INTJ. I think he is too, just based off of what he embodies. And I'll show you guys this right here. He's not an INTP. So here, if people vote this, definitely an INTJ. He's not an ENTJ. I don't see that in him. I see him being an INTJ. And see, the reason why this has 64% of votes for I is because he's a coach. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's a football coach. He can't be an extrovert. Guys, so that's a very simplistic way of looking at this. So most people say INTJ. When I looked at other profile types, they say he's an INTJ, very strong INTJ, right? The architect. And so I take this one personality list into consideration a lot. Okay, when was Nick Saban born? Zodiac sign. Scorpio. Okay, guys, hey, there's no belief in this with me. Only belief that I have are seeing patterns. And when I started looking at this back in 2013, 2014, almost a decade ago, guys, I was like, okay, I'm a Leo. And I started noticing other characteristics with people that were Leos, and it wasn't ambiguous. It was like, okay, all these things match. I started to look at Sagittarians. Sagittarius and I were like, most of my lovers and significant others and people I really gravitate towards have been Sagittariuses and Leos. And we're like, clicked up. So there's something there to it. Guys, there's something there to this. And that's a very simplistic version, but there's something there to this, all of that, guys. And this has been around for a long time. And that's what I like about this. 16 personality types has been around for about 100 years. The Myers-Briggs framework with Jungian, based off of Jungian psychology with Carl Jung, been around for 100 years. A lot of track record there. Zodiac has been long before that. And guess what, guys? Carl Jung said this. He said, psychology will be a dinosaur science until it includes astrology. Carl Jung is the founder of the extroverted and introverted phrases. We wouldn't even know about if I'm extrovert or introvert, let alone 16 personalities, if it wasn't for him. He said that psychology will be a dinosaur until it includes astrology. Guys, I'm not saying I praise the stars and do all this crap. No, but if I recognize a pattern and framework that can work and I can use it, I'm going to use it. So with all that being said, let me go back and wrap this point up when it comes down to my my personality typing, or my astrotyping. So I developed this astrotype. I took astrology and then type personality typing to create that word. And knowing Nick Saban, this is who he is. The INTJ Scorpio combines the sharp intellect and strategic thinking of the INTJ personality type with an intense and intuitive energy of a Scorpio zodiac sign. These individuals possess a unique blend of and deep insight, making them formidable problem solvers and keen observers. INTJ Scorpio individuals are known for the relentless pursuit of knowledge and truth. They possess a keen intellect and natural curiosity that drives them to uncover the underlying patterns and meanings in the world around them. The INTJ nature provides them with a logical and analytical approach to information, allowing them to sift through complex data and identify the essential details. The Scorpio influence adds a touch of intuition and depth to their intellectual pursuits, enabling them to delve into the mysteries of life and unravel hidden truths. Sorry, guys, got a guy with a freaking motorcycle behind me. Okay, these individuals have a strong sense of purpose. This is what gets more to like the Nick Saban part of him, where I see him. They have a strong sense of purpose and are often driven by their desire to make a significant impact. Their strategic mindset and an ability to see the big picture. They excel at formulating long-term plans, Nick Saban, coach, and executing them with precision, Nick Saban. Their Scorpio influence adds a sense of intensity and determinism to their pursuits, allowing them to navigate challenges and obstacles with unwavering focus. INTJ Scorpios have a natural talent for understanding the motivations and behaviors of others, perfect for a coach. They possess a keen insight into human psychology and can often anticipate the actions and reactions of those around them. Excellent coach. These individuals are skilled at reading between the lines and deciphering hidden meanings. Their Scorpio influence enhances their intuitive abilities, enabling them to perceive subtle cues and make accurate assessments of people and situations. Known as an intuitive detective, they combine sharp intellect and strategic thinking of the INTJ's personality type with a sense of intuitive energy of the Scorpio zodiac signs. These individuals possess keen intellect, relentless pursuit of knowledge, and deep insight into human psychology. That's really how I view Nick Saban. I view him more as like an intellectual, not like a football coach. If you guys follow him and watch any of his interviews, that's what he is. Now, I'm going to show you guys what mine is. And guys, this is spot on. Couple other people, Lil Uzi Vert is an INTP Leo. Dustin Hoffman, I think, yeah, Hoffman, the one with the curly hair, I'm pretty sure he was on Raymond. He's an INTP Leo. Carl Jung, guys, the founder of all this is an INTP Leo. So when I sat back, I started looking at this information. I had sort of like this revelation. I was like, am I continuing Carl Jung's work? Am I a Carl Jung reincarnated, or a fracture of his soul reincarnated into? Guys, it goes deep. This is where I've been going the past 6 months. It goes deep. He's an INTP Leo, and he's the one that developed this whole framework. And then I'm the one that's adding on to this framework that he developed. These individuals are a fascinating combination of independent and analytical thinking with the bold and confident qualities of Leo. They possess a thirst for knowledge and a natural curiosity that drives them to explore and understand the world around them. INTP Leos have a unique ability to think outside the box, often coming up with unexpected and innovative solutions to complex problems. With their analytical mindset and Leo's natural leadership traits, INTP Leos have the potential to make a significant impact in their chosen fields. This is what I'm doing. They possess a strong sense of self-assurance, yep, confident dude, and are not afraid to express their opinions and ideas. Exactly. Their confidence and charisma often draws others to them, and they have a natural talent for inspiring and influences those around them. This is me. Have a deep desire for personal growth and self-expression. Yes. They enjoy the spotlight and thrive in situations that allow them to share their ideas and insights with others. Yes. Their creativity and ability to connect seemingly unrelated concepts make them excellent problem solvers and visionary thinkers. Spot on, guys. Spot on. Spot on. So I have not gotten that far yet, because Nigel was asking, yeah, Max, let me see if I create the ISTP Aquarius. I'm not sure if I did yet. Let me. I have not looked into the sign that makes the best cold callers, but I'd imagine if it's an ENFJ, let's see what the ENFJ Taurus looks like. Because there's 192 profiles. So Max, I've only gotten to a handful of them. But while you're on the call, Let me go and let me gather the information and then put it there because I have it pieced together in like another document. I just got to like piece the paragraphs together. So I'll do that while we're on the call. So if you stay on with me, I'll show you that. So to answer Nigel's question, the ENFJ Taurus, ENFJs with a Taurus zodiac sign are known for their warm-hearted and compassionate nature, combined with the steadfast and reliable qualities of Taurus. These individuals have a deep sense to create harmonious environments in both their personal and professional lives. They possess a natural talent for nurturing and caring for others, making them exceptional caretakers and advocates for the well-being of those around them. So this person might not make a great like cold caller. They might make a good like not somebody in a real estate company, to be honest. Let me see if I can find another ENFJ. ENFJ Pisces combines a warm and empathetic nature of the ENFJ personality type with the intuitive and compassionate energy of the Pisces zodiac sign. These individuals possess a unique blend of charismatic leadership, deep emotional understanding, and profound connection to the realm of dreams and spirituality. These individuals are natural born leaders with a strong desire to make a positive impact in the world. They possess exceptional interpersonal skills, right? Boom. Are adept at inspiring and motivating others towards a common goal. So, hey, I think we answered our question. So, check out ENFJ Pisces for a cold caller. That might be a good place to start. That might be a good place to start. And what I do on onlinejobs.ph, every person that asks you that submits their resume to you on onlinejobs.ph, you have to ask them for their zodiac, or not their zodiac, ask them for their birthday. Don't ask for zodiac signs. You don't want to like get in all that with professional stuff. Keep this to yourself. You could tell them about 16 personality type. I would just say, hey, what's your birthday? I don't need to know the year, but most of them probably give you the year. If they're a Pisces dates. So we're looking at February 19th to March 20. ENFJ Pisces might be a good fit for a cold calling position. So, guys, you see how I started at the ENFJ and now we're just going to get more and more and more. Basically, I'm trying to put the perfect fit into the perfect hole. I'm trying to find a circle for a circle. I'm not trying to find an oval that may fit into the circle hole or a square that may fit into a rectangle hole if I force it enough. I want to find the perfect fit. And if I find an ESFJ or ENFJ Pisces worked for a particular a job, I'm going to hire them again and again and again and again and again. And guess what? I'm not going to feel like I have to squeeze that employee and feel like I don't want this employee to leave because I'll just hire another ENFJ Pisces. Guys, if Nick Saban leaves, they should hire me to do headhunting for them. I'll find them another Nick Saban. And guys, I'm going to be honest. This is actually what I want to get into. I want to get into using this for staffing, right? This is really where I'm going with this. Now I'll share this with you guys. You know, I've got the sauce over here, and I'm giving you a little bit. I'm not showing you everything, but I'm giving you a little bit here. So let's look at the ESTP, or I'm sorry, the ISTP Aquarius here. I have INTP Aquarius, but let's do INTP or ISTP Aquarius. Give me one moment here, and I'm gonna see if I can whip this thing up quick. Like I just need to go on my Google Drive. Let's see here. Go on my Drive. And hey, you guys have any comments, questions? How is this information? Is this resonating with you? Did anything I say go over your head? You know, not in a bad sense, but you know, just like did I talk too fast? Right? Did I not mention anything that or clarify anything that needed to be clarified? Did I not close up any loops that I said I was going to close up? Type that there while I get this pull up this profile for the ISTP Aquarius. And I appreciate you guys rocking with me that have been here the whole time, or even if you're hopping on last 10, 20 minutes, or if you're watching this preview or this replay rather. I have way too many tabs open, guys. 1 second. My computer's like running so slow. Okay. 1 second. Don't save. All right, cool. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this on the notepad here. Okay, they should hire you. Yeah, dude, they really should. Well, honestly, I want to create my own sort of staffing company, guys. If you have any like suggestions too, this is something I get stuck on. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm like, man, how do I use this best in my to like put myself ahead because I think I'm sitting on something amazing. Oh yeah, it's 16personalities.com is a test that Nigel was asking about. So 16personalities.com. Love this test. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And while I'm waiting for this to load, I'm just waiting for something to load over here. My freaking Safari keeps on crashing. Sad. And I was thinking about releasing these or putting all these in a PDF, but to be honest, guys, I got some guidance and somebody was like, maybe you should just use this stuff for yourself, which is why I'm showing you guys the sauce. And anybody that like works with me one-on-one, like in coaching and stuff, I'll share this stuff with you guys more in depth, but it will just be very, 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 very close hold to my chest, like super close hold to my chest. Let me make sure I have all the questions read. Nigel said, I'm hyped. We had somebody who was an ENFP. Oops. Okay. Guys, we had to get somebody off of this stream. Christopher Fields, thanks for putting him in check. Hey, I apologize earlier in the stream if you guys heard me go off on Chris. I read your message wrong. That's my mistake, man. That's that Leo coming out, bro. INFPs, guys, you got to get an ISTJ to work with you if you're an INFP. That is like so true. Okay, I have my profile pulled up here for ISTP. My Google Drive finally loaded. I want to go ahead and share my screen with you. Is the gentleman who asked about this still here? If so, either way, I'll go ahead and read this off for you. Okay, let me share my screen with you. So we have okay, Max Small. Hey, tell me if this resonates because Max, I'm gonna be honest, I'm using this right now. I'm putting this out here, and one reason why I want to mention this is because I have to get a little bit of empirical evidence. I have to know if like what I'm providing to you guys is accurate. So please tell me if anything fits, if it doesn't, if it's accurate or not. Scale to 1 to 10, okay? Okay, let's get into it. Okay, I'll just do INTP Aquarius. ISTP Aquarius. Okay, the ISTP Aquarius is for my personal notes here. Is a fascinating blend of logical precision and visionary innovation. The unique fusion of the ISTP personality type and the Aquarius zodiac sign results in individuals who are both skilled problem solvers and forward-thinking pioneers, driven by their Aquarius deep desire for progress and their ISTP's practical approach. They strive to create tangible solutions and push boundaries. The ISTP Aquarius is motivated by keen curiosity and genuine fascination with unraveling the mysteries of the world. Their ISTP analytical skills, coupled with the Aquarius's humanitarian perspective, makes them insightful observers and capable inventors. I'm gonna bold that. They are compelled to understand the underlying system and mechanics of everything they encounter, seeking to improve, optimize, and innovate. So you're a maximizer. The desire for personal freedom and autonomy is at the core of their motivations. The ISTP Aquarius values their independence and cherishes the space to explore unconventional ideas and methods. This, combined with their Aquarius's aspiration to bring about positive change, drives them to challenge norms and pioneer new ways of doing things. They are drawn to careers that allow them to explore uncharted territories, experiment with fresh approaches, and contribute to progress. I actually have a friend now. When I think about it, she's an ISTP. I think Aquarius, cusp, Capricorn. This sounds like her though. While their ISTP traits bring forth a pragmatic and hands-on approach, their Aquarius nature propels them to think beyond the present moment. They are energized by envisioning future possibilities and are motivated to contribute to society in meaningful ways. Balancing their practical problem-solving skills with their visionary work, the ISTP Aquarius often thrives in roles that require innovative thinking, such as technology, research, design, and entrepreneurship. In summary, the ISTP Aquarius is a trailblazer with a knack for blending analytical prowess with visionary insight. Their unique combination of personality traits drives them to explore the unknown, challenge established norms, and find practical solutions that align with their humanitarian values. Their motivations are deeply rooted in personal freedom, innovative thinking, and contributing to the greater good through distinctive perspective. Now, that was an overview. And I actually, when I developed these profiles, I talked about strengths, weaknesses, blind spots, trigger points, trauma points, how to get over trauma, right? That's why I'm developing for every single astrotype. And it's taken me a while to do, guys. But based off of that, if you're still here, Max, I mean, how does that sound? And while you're getting me back to that, uh, I'll answer this. When looking for, Max said, I would say that's pretty spot on, probably like an 8 if I had to put a number on it. Haha. Pretty accurate, right? So with that being said, guys, look at what I have in the palm of my hands. This is what CCI has been working on for the last 6 or 7 months. Now I'm just trying to figure out the best way to monetize it. So any ESTPs or any 2-4 human design, yeah, I don't know if you guys know what human design is, but any opportunists out there, hey, listen, CC can use your feedback now. Anybody watching the stream or at a later date, how the best to monetize this or how best to use this for my benefit. That's what I need. Because honestly, guys, I've just been showing up as an authority and I haven't been asking you what I need. You know, this is something that will really help me. I like having brainstorming partners and I like getting other people's viewpoints. So thanks, Max. I appreciate that. And hey, I'm glad that I was able to do that for you. So last question, guys, and I'm going to wrap it up here. When looking for a good VA, what's hiring ratio 20-1? Hey, can you clarify, Nigel, what you mean by that? If you use this strategy, it should drop to 3-1. Are you talking about like success? Like the success with hiring them, like what that should look like? Let me know. Excuse me. If I'm understanding your question properly, you might be asking me if you okay, like how many clarify for it. Can you type that again? Can you type that differently, please? And thanks, guys, for joining again. If you guys want to get in touch with me, quickstartwithleads.com, or I would prefer now, guys, just text me directly, right? Don't blow up my line with any stupid stuff. That's guys. That's why I had to like go in the background. Like I had a lot of just time wasters. I had to cleanse a lot of people from that were like communicating with me consistently that just weren't like really good. So I had to do a cleanse. But right now, guys, starting fresh new. Go ahead, feel free to reach out to me so I can get you guys on point. But Nigel, I guess your question would be, is your success rate percentage wise? I mean, if you're using this, guys, you're still going to have to train the VA. You're still going to have to train the VA. You're still going to have to get the VA to a point where they're okay, I heard that you will find a good VA after interviewing 20. You'll find one. Man, dude, that's why I'm not getting frustrated at you. People just throw around bad advice. This is why, guys, if this is valuable or useful, share this video with somebody who can use it. Because you could end up wasting 20 hours going on 20 interviews to find one person. I pre-screen ahead of time, and I only set up 3 or 4 people for interviews. I interview no more than 4 people, usually 3 people, and I have a short list. So people have to do this because they don't know anything about astrotyping. They don't know anything about personality typing. They don't even know, hell, they don't even know what seat they're hiring for. So you see, they don't even know what seat they're hiring for. I could basically knock it out on the part on the first try. This is the hack over here, guys. This is the hack. So you should only, here's how the hiring flow should work. You should only really have a short list of 3 people, and then those short lists of 3 people that fit the astrotype should be set up for interviews. Anybody unqualified, that's why we have to have some sort of exactness to this. We have to have some boundaries, guys. If I say, man, if I say this ENTP Virgo doesn't fit anything as far as the descriptions that I have for the cold caller position I'm hiring, they may look like a great candidate, but they don't fit the seat. You have to define the seat first. What are you hiring for? If you don't know what you're hiring for, every person that has a good looking resume is going to look like they're going to be a good hire. Then you're just going to hire somebody who you like. And we usually hire people like us. I might freaking go and hire another INTP. And we're just both going to be sitting back and be like, you're going to do the work. You're going to do the work. You're going to do the work. You're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take the feelings out of it. And this is why I'm trying to make it very logical and analytical. And this is the process that I've used that found that works best for my company. And I think I've simplified in a way that really helps with making that right hire. Just, dude, the first day you do your interviews, should knock out all 3 interviews, you should have that hire established. Really, it's just any of the people you set up for the interview should be a good hire. But you're looking for the perfect hire. Like if I'm trying to hire for an operations manager, guys, I've interviewed multiple ISTJs, but there's always one ISTJ that is even more. That's when I'll take the resume into consideration. I'll say, okay, let me look at the resume. Let me look at what this person is saying. Let me look at what they've done in the past. If I have an ISTJ that has no particular job experience, then I'm going to sit them to the side. If I have an ISTJ who's 45 years old, who's been out of the game for a little bit, they've been a stay-at-home mom, they have the inherent skill sets. If I need to hire them, I will, but I'm probably going to set them to the side. If I have an ISTJ who's about 24, 25 years old, they're a young gun, they've gone, they know what it's like working a virtual job, and then they have experience in real estate or doing operations in another company, I'm going to hire them. But nobody that I'm going to interview is going to be like an ENFJ for an ISTJ's job. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to hire an ENTP for an ISTJ jobs. And by the way, ENTPs make the absolute best acquisitions managers. Good luck snagging one, though. Good luck snagging one because they're probably running their own company. And I can tell you this, there's 2 individuals, shout out to Derek Blades. He was in my coaching program, Build a Scale, last year, threw up that 10K, right? He has a turnkey operation in Wichita. He owns over 80 rentals, probably up to 100 now. We put an operations manager in his company. He went from buying 1 property a week, actually closing, not wholesaling, buying 1 property a week to buying 2, right? I help business owners get themselves right. Guys, tap in with me. Again, quicksellerleads.com. I'm your guy. Guys, if you guys found this valuable, hey, make sure you spread the word. Consider working with me, right? Don't be confused out here like you're Moses, out here with the Israelites. You might be Moses, but I really am Moses out here for you guys. So anyway, I'll help you guys out. Just, you got my number, 843-296-4000. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. Nigel, Amisha, Max. I'm going to shout everybody out that was on here that contributed it. I have a couple people on Facebook. It just says Facebook users. All the people on Facebook, Christopher Fields, even Ryan Saxman. Thanks for hyping me up. McCrae, that was my guy back in McCrae and we go way back. We grew up in the same neighborhood together in Brandywell. We rode the bus together in high school, going back to 2002, 2003. Thanks for checking in with me and my friend. Shout out. He's a very Christian man. Love that. All right, guys. I'll see you guys.